The fastest way to destroy a trading account isn't always being wrong. Sometimes it's being right. Sounds crazy, right? You analyze Bitcoin. The trend looks bearish, the structure makes sense, you identify your level, you wait for the setup, and finally, you short. Then the market spikes up. One violent wick, your stop gets hit, you're out, and then Bitcoin crashes exactly where you predicted. You just sit there, staring at the chart, and you think, I knew it. That's the dangerous moment, because you didn't just lose money, you now believe you were right, and that changes what you do next. You enter again. Maybe you increase your position. Maybe you stop waiting for confirmation. Maybe you move your stop because this time you're certain. And suddenly, one small loss becomes a chain reaction. So today, we're going inside that exact moment. The moment you're right about the market and still lose money. Because that moment reveals one of the biggest misunderstandings in trading. Predicting the market and trading the market are two completely different skills. And once you understand that difference, you'll understand why some traders can predict market direction again and again and still blow up their accounts. Let's make this painfully realistic. You find a setup on gold. You wait. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You're staring at a 5-minute chart, watching candle after candle print. You cancel plans, you ignore messages, you tell yourself, I just need to wait for this setup. Finally, price reaches your level. You enter. 20 seconds later, a wick takes your stop. You're out. And then something almost insulting happens. Market turns around and starts moving exactly where you expected. Now you're sitting there watching a beautiful move. Without you. Here's where something strange happens inside your brain. You didn't just lose money, you feel like you lost 4 hours of your life. You waited for this move, you studied it, you prepared for it, you were right about the direction. So your brain starts looking for compensation. I spent all that time waiting. I'm not letting this move leave without me. That's when you chase. The market is already moving. Your original entry is gone. Your risk to reward is worse. Your stop would have to be wider. But you don't care because you're no longer entering because the setup is good. You're entering because you want your time back. I call this time debt. And here's the part traders don't want to hear. The market never agreed to pay that debt. It doesn't care that you watched the chart for 4 hours. It doesn't care that you skipped dinner. It doesn't care that your analysis was correct. The market gives you only one thing, the opportunity that's available right now. And if that opportunity's gone, it's gone. You cannot force the market to give you back the trade you missed. Trying to do that is how a small loss becomes a terrible trade. Now we get to something even more dangerous, the obsession with being right. Trading content has trained millions of people to think like analysts. Where's Bitcoin going? Is gold bullish? Will this level break? What's the next target? Those questions are useful, but they can become a trap because eventually your prediction becomes part of your identity. You don't just think, I believe price will go up. You start thinking, I'm the person who correctly saw this move. And now, what happens when the market goes against you? Taking the loss doesn't just cost money. It feels like admitting I was wrong. And your ego doesn't like that. So you hesitate, you move the stop, you give the trade more room. You tell yourself the market is just hunting liquidity. Then the day trade becomes a swing trade. The swing trade becomes an investment. And suddenly you're holding a position you never intended to hold. Not because the trade is still valid, but because you don't want to admit the original idea failed. This is the broke analyst syndrome. You become so focused on proving that your analysis was correct that you forget the only thing that actually matters, protecting your capital. Remember this, analysts predict, traders manage risk. You don't need to know exactly what happens next. You need to know, if I'm wrong, where am I getting out? That's the difference. A professional trader can say, my idea was wrong. I lost 1%. An emotional trader says, my idea is still right, the market is wrong. That second sentence is how small losses become catastrophic losses. And once you're emotionally attached to your direction, another problem appears. Averaging down. Let's say you're bullish. You buy support. Price breaks it. But you're convinced the higher time frame is still bullish. So you tell yourself, fine, I'll buy the next level. Price falls again. You buy more. Another support breaks. You buy again. And every time, you tell yourself the same story. I'm getting a better average price. Technically, yes, but that's not the real question. The real question is, why are you increasing your exposure to a trade that is proving your original timing wrong? That's the part traders avoid. Your original thesis might still be correct. Bitcoin could still go higher next week. Gold could still rally tomorrow. The market could eventually do exactly what you predicted. But if your entry is wrong right now, that doesn't magically make the trade good. You can be right about the destination and completely wrong about the journey. And the market doesn't give you extra points for having the right destination. This is where people get trapped. Every new entry makes the original position look easier to recover. So they keep adding and adding until suddenly the position is enormous. Now closing it feels impossible. So they hold, then they hold some more, and eventually the market makes the decision for them. Liquidation. Account gone. A directional bias is a hypothesis. It is not a promise. Now, let's come back to the original problem. You were right. The market eventually went exactly where you predicted. So why did you lose? Because direction is only one variable. Trading has at least 3 separate questions: direction, timing, risk. You can get the first one right and still lose because you got the other 2 wrong. Think about it. Someone tells you, I knew Bitcoin would fall. Okay. When? From what price? With what invalidation? With how much risk? Those questions completely change what I knew it would fall actually means. A prediction is not a trade. Let that sink in. A prediction tells you what you think might happen. A trade tells you how much you're willing to lose if you're wrong. And those are 2 completely different things. So here's the framework. I call it invalidation first. From now on, before you think about your target, think about what would prove your idea wrong. Before you ask, how much can I make? Ask, what would make this trade invalid? That is your line in the sand. Your directional bias is a hypothesis. Your entry is the test. Your stop is where that hypothesis fails. And when it fails, you accept it. No revenge trade, no moving the stop, no doubling the position. No telling yourself, but the higher time frame is still bullish. Maybe it is. That's irrelevant. Your trade failed. Accept it. Then wait. If the market later gives you another valid setup, trade it. But don't chase the moves simply because you were right about the destination. That's the difference between being right and trading well. And here's the rule I want you to remember. A correct prediction with failed execution is still a failed trade. Period. Once you start thinking this way, something changes. You stop needing every trade to prove that you're smart. You stop thinking, I need to prove my analysis was right. And you start thinking, I need to protect my ability to take the next trade. That's a completely different game. Because your goal isn't to win every trade. Your goal is to stay in the game long enough for your edge to matter. A trader who loses 1% because the setup failed can come back tomorrow. A trader who risks 20% because they refuse to admit they're wrong might never get that chance. So the real enemy isn't being wrong, it's becoming emotionally attached to being right. Now, I want you to think about your own trading. Have you ever been stopped out, watched the market immediately move in the direction you predicted, and then entered again because you felt like the market owed you that trade? If you've done it, tell me what happened. What was the trade? What did you predict? And what did you do after getting stopped out? I want to hear the worst one, because I'm willing to bet somewhere inside that story, there's a moment where being right became the reason you started losing.